wanted to share our breakfast with you. I want to give you a little lead into this. Myself for sure. I'll talk for me. My mother's.
Thank you.
Well, my mother's diabetic. Yours not. So anyway, so one of the things we did a webinar not too long back, and it talked about insulin dependence and resistance and diabetes, and actually one of the things it brought out, it kind of coined a new term. It's called diabesity. It's an epidemic that's sweeping across our nation, in which an inordinate amount of people are manifesting diabetes as well as obesity, and so they put those two together because they seem to be very closely related, diabesity. And so as I looked at my heredity, my mother's blind, totally blind because of her diabetes. I didn't want to end up that way, and so
I didn't want him to end up that way either.
Yeah. And I think you can well imagine. So we started looking for, are there things that we can do that can prevent that? And that's really why we've started this journey, this whole deal. And it's another reason why we want to share with you, because what we're finding out is it's not just us that's facing this. Yeah. The SAD diet, standard American diet, very sad, is actually setting us up for this.
Yes, it is.
And unless we make some changes, we're going to end up in the same place.
Well, research has shown that the vast majority of people who live in the West have some form or another of diabetes, from either being insulin resistant to full-blown diabetes like Steve's mom. Yeah. And you don't have to have a diabetic heritage to have insulin resistance. So,
well, one of the things we're finding out, in fact, that webinar that we did, a very, very high percentage of the public that's walking around out there is actually already insulin resistant. Yeah. And it's just a matter of time before they're going to get the diagnosis of diabetes, but they're already there. They just haven't been diagnosed yet. So what we're going to show you today, we believe, is part of that prevention. This is how we do our breakfast.
We do a smoothie, a green smoothie in the morning, and we start, for two of us, with a base of almond milk. I do 16 ounces, so half a carton of this. Now, something else that you could do would be more of a probiotic, like a coconut kefir or a coconut yogurt or something like that. And we do that when we have stores where we can access that, but that hasn't been the case here in Montana so much, at least where we're at. So on top of the almond milk, if I can get this open, I will put some greens. And the greens we're using today, power greens, are a organic combination of baby spinach and baby kale. And I'll just take a couple handfuls of those and put in the blender. I told Steve when we first started making this that it tasted like mint chocolate chip ice cream. And he was like, no, it doesn't. So I'll leave that.
I said, that's a stretch.
I think it's good, but anyway, then I put in 2 teaspoons of these Premier Greens, and these are something that we sell on the store site, calmingstore.com. And again, I'm making this for 2 people, so there's 1 teaspoon of greens and then another teaspoon of greens. And I know there are greens, all over. Everybody's selling greens, but I really like these. They're quite tasty, quite good. And then for added protein, I'll put in 4 tablespoons of hemp seeds. That would be these right here. Costco sells these. For hemp seeds, it's a great price and a great quantity. You go to other stores and you pay the same price, but for about 1/3 of the quantity. So I pour those in. I just read an article on the Non-GMO Project Verified website, and they were talking about how the USDA is trying to make legislation that GMO products can be certified as organic, taking that mean it's just the way they're grown, not the seeds themselves. So to be sure that you're getting a non-polluted food, which I do believe GMO food, well, first of all, it's a mixture, and the Bible says don't mix. But they mix it with some pretty strange stuff. So look for the organic and the butterfly, meaning that's verified by the non-GMO Project verified. Then I make up some chia seeds. This is chia seed gel, and you do this 1/2 cup of water to 3 tablespoons of chia seeds. It takes about 15 minutes, and you get this nice gel here, and I just put all of that in. And then I put in some turmeric, and I found this turmeric root organic at Natural Grocers food store, and I put in a teaspoon of that because turmeric is really good for us. And then to help make it more bioavailable to your body, I'll take some pepper, black pepper. And I know there are specific kinds of black pepper, but traveling I haven't gotten it yet, so I'll just use black pepper and grind a little bit of black pepper into this drink. And this is the part that I think makes it taste like mint chocolate chip ice cream. The peppermint essential oil. It's something also that we sell at the Calming Store website, essential oils. This is peppermint, and you don't need too many, just about 4 or 5 drops is plenty. And then lemons and limes. You can either do limes or lemons or a combination. This morning I'm doing a combination for you. And I cut them in half. And I have this handy little juicer thing here that I just juice the limes and the lemons straight into the blender. So put the lid on. And what you're looking for in a breakfast is that it will sustain you for 5 to 6 hours without you feeling hungry. And that's the most amazing thing about this breakfast. I can eat breakfast of oats or eggs or any of that kind of thing, and in a couple hours you really feel hungry and like you want to eat again. This breakfast doesn't do that. Eating is done. Now it's time to taste the product. You want to look for 5 things in a good breakfast. You want to make sure it has plenty of protein. You want to make sure it has essential fatty acids for good balance of omega-3s and 6s. You want to make sure it has fiber, and you want to make sure it has greens in it. The greens are good for antioxidants and micronutrients, and then you want a probiotic. That makes a really good breakfast that will sustain you for up to 5 or 6 hours. So that is what this drink does, and truthfully, you get used to it, don't you, Steve?
Yeah. I drink it every morning.
I pour this in here. And we put the little top on. Here's yours.
Thank you. Yum.
Yeah, he's making fun of it, but he drinks it. He likes it.
I drink it every morning.
To life. Lime. Try it. Try it. It really is good.
Tastes like mint chocolate ice cream.
You shouldn't lie. I only think that. Blessings.